Hello and welcome to X and Y Gaming, another Minecraft video. This video will chronicle my going from Gobber Armour to End Gobber from Gobber Armour to End Gobber Armour. Starting from the top, my tools and armor are all healed up. The first thing I do is go exploring. I found an igloo-esque structure and ended up stealing a villager. This guy is going to become my protection 4 villager. Next, I decide to relocate all the other villagers as well. After some chopping and trading, I make a Gobber ring of attraction so I can get items into my inventory faster. Now, my armor has protection 4 down the board, and alongside my rings, that's all I need. Back to the almost igloo, and I heal up the villager. Once his condition clears up, I Pokeball him back to the base. He's gonna sell me Untouchable 3 books. Since I have some extra stuff, I ended up making another Gobber medallion of experience. Now all the XP I get will be boosted to great levels. Also, now I can trade sticks for XP. Glorious. Also, it turns out you can only put Untouchable 3 on 1 of your 4 armor pieces. Thanks, Kevin. Well, anyway, I make a Gobber hammer so I can retire my Emerald hammer. Of course, I chop and trade to put both Efficiency 5 and Fortune 3 on it. And then I strip mine. Now it's time to head back to the Nether to up my Nether Gobber game. I strip mine until I get enough to make 42 Nether Gobber globs and also have 10 ancient debris. Since I don't have Nether Hort yet, I made a Nether Staff of the Stars. And before I go too far, I decided to check out this temple that's been across from my village. It was okay. Now is the time to look around for the end portal room. Eventually, I found myself underwater, but did find my way into the I Spy advancement. And now where's the damn room? Aha! Here it is. Let's get rid of this. Then pop these bad boys in. Oh yeah. And now I need to head to the Nether and find an actual fortress. Luckily, there is one very close to where I spawned in with the portal. Making my way through, I find some Nether Hort and Soul Sand, which will end up coming in handy later. I can use the Nether Hort for a Nether Gobber ring, and I'll need the sand for making withers. I need more of a surface area for wither Skeleboys to spawn in, so I'm replacing the netherrack here with bricks. Also, not to mention, every single wither Skeleboy I defeat with another Gobber sword will always yield 1 wither skull. I thought I needed 12, but I guess I only needed 9 because I have 10 when I decide to leave. Now I can plant this Nether Hort here with this growth ward block and it'll help it grow faster. I think I really only need like 4, but oh well. I break off some obsidian and use the remaining eyes I have lying around to make some ender chests. I'll need 4 later once I get some End Gobber. Either way, I'm ready to go to the end. So let's just jump right in. With the Ring of Ascension, I make my way up to each of the towers and pop the crystals. I put a block in front of me, but I'm not entirely sure I needed it. Supercut of each crystal exploding. I start wailing on the dragon, but since I don't have a bow, I decide to go mining for End Gobber globs to kill time while she flies away. The more I get, the sooner I can make the tools and armor. I also start breaking lucky End Gobber blocks, and let me tell you, these are my new favorite blocks, and you can basically just only mine these in the end and be set for life. I mean, I got a ring of swiftness and extra nether scraps from some of them, and not to mention you can get diamonds, arrows, and all sorts of goodies. You have to activate it from the config file, but it's totally worth it and super OP. Thanks, Kevin. I'm pretty sure the dragon killed itself off my untouchable enchantment, but either way, I rack in the XP with the medallion. Naturally, I get the egg, and then go straight back to mining for goodies. Next up, I measure out and then set up the easy wither killer. This makes it so I can just super easily get stars. Unfortunately, I need more soul sand, but I need to get organized first. I go mining lucky End Gobber blocks and start getting things like shulker shells and totems, and even End Gobber ingots. Thanks, Kevin. Those 4 ingots become a ring, and then, after consolidating some space here, I make one of the best rings ever, the Ender Chest ring. A little more organizing here. Then I find a bunch of teller rings in the lucky blocks. Therefore, it's time to organize them and set one for the end. Also, Thanks to the Dragon Loot mod, I can upgrade an anvil to the Dragon Anvil, and now it'll never ever break. And now I need some chorus fruit so I can make even more End Gobber ingots. These are pretty easy to get since I can just float up to them. Eventually, I just evolve back into mining lucky end blocks until I find this cool end temple thing. There's a lot of illusioners, and I even get the involuntary exile debuff from them. Just to note, I've gotten tons of shulker shells and even some elytra, all from end lucky blocks. And these things are amazing. And now that I'm back, it's time to sort through all of this and even make some bundles. I have so many ingredients that I make over 2 stacks of End Gobber ingots. Obviously, I start upgrading all my gear to the unbreakable End Gobber tools. Hammer, sword, shovel, hoe, pickaxe, shovel, and axe to make a paxel. Then, naturally, because I made the Staff of the Stars, I can instantly make it into a paxel of the stars. Now, I am noticing I need more nether stars, but what I didn't notice was that I was starting a raid. Everything gets put on hold for this. Also, my Sharpness 5 villager was murdered at some point, though I didn't notice that until later. The raid became stalled to the point where I was trading up with my villagers and I even slept through the night. I had time to deck up my tools with Efficiency 5 and Fortune 3. Eventually, I found the straggler and the raid continued. Finally it ended, and I could get back on with my upgrades. One of my librarians decided to trade for faster obsidian, so of course I put that on my tools as well. Now it's back to the fortress until I get enough skulls. Supercut! Here, I'm just getting some soul sand. I don't need too much of it, but I ended up getting a few stacks. Changing the wither is super easy. I love it. With all the stars handy, I proceed to make the armor pieces, thus completing my End Gobber Armour. For some reason, I'm running around breaking lucky End Gobber blocks. I guess I'm addicted to it. Thanks, Kevin. After some more chopping and trading, I get the books I need. Turns out, now I don't have string, so I went hunting for some from some spiders. With the string I needed, I can make 2 times the End Gobber bow, and with them, make an End Staff of the Sniper. Then, combining it with my sword to make one of the most broken weapons in the game. Naturally, since I'm shedding my Gobber armor, it's time to commemorate it by putting it on a stand. Beautiful. One by one, I protect for my armor and then put it all on. And that is how I went from the Gobber armor straightway to the End Gobber armor. Thank you very much for watching.